It was never meant to end like this. David Cameron brought his party back to power in 2 consecutive elections, a reforming moderate Conservative who also saved, albeit narrowly, the breakup of the United Kingdom in Scotland's vote for independence.
Head, heart and soul, we want you to stay.
But success in one referendum was followed by fatal failure in another.
The British people have made a very clear decision to take a different path. And as such, I think the country requires fresh leadership to take it in this direction.
Brexit proved Cameron's undoing, and it was all his doing. A referendum he called not because the country wanted it, but to placate the Eurosceptic right of his own party. It was a vote he always assumed he would win. The history books will record that David Cameron was a social liberal who fought the harder edges of conservatism to push gay marriage into law. On his watch, Britain also became the fastest growing Western economy. But his critics will remember him for favouring the rich with tax cuts while austerity policies cut deeply into public spending and welfare for the poor. That arguably fueled the nation's anti-immigrant mood as Europe was engulfed by last summer's refugee crisis. Cameron's election pledge to reduce annual net migration to the tens of thousands would come to haunt him almost immediately. It was never going to be achievable under the EU's principle of free movement, and many blamed him for it.
The risk is for him, he will not only cop the flak for the mess that Brexit is in, for failing to manage the process that has led to this disorderly transfer of government, but he'll also be blamed for the discontents which were catalysed and crystallised on the 23rd of June.
Among his final moments, caught on a live microphone, Cameron sang what sounded like a carefree tune.
Right.
As he leaves Downing Street, Britain is preparing to leave the European Union, his achievements overshadowed by his biggest failure. The man who came from wealth and privilege in the English countryside, who followed in the footsteps of leaders and luminaries at Eton College and Oxford, that man now has his own place in history, though not perhaps the place he'd hoped for. Jonah, Al Jazeera, London.